I bought this Aston Martin DBS believing it was my dream car.
On the outside, all looked okay, but an inspection from Aston Martin Works revealed the truth.
It's had some not very good repairs.
It's massive.
There's a little bit of an issue there, I can see. It's actually all fell to pieces.
That's cracked.
It's beginning to delaminate. Wrong clip fits in there. You see the damage to the paintwork. Bumper's cracked as well. They've been glued in. Oh, it's got a little hole in it. Surprising the amount of stone chips. Resprayed door. Oh yes, the bonnet's been off at some point. There should be 2 clips in here. It's been off before, but they're not doing anything. Job keeps growing.
Gas struts on the door, they're both shot. There's like animals in there. I thought I got a good deal on this car. In a minute we're going to find something serious.
I believe at some point it's had a full respray.
And the truth was, this DBS had been involved in an incident. The truth had been covered up, it had been fixed by a backstreet Bob, and the future of the car wasn't looking great.
But what started as a job to just repaint the body turned into a 2-year restoration, including an entirely new interior.
However, of the 4 years I've owned the Aston, I've barely driven it, but that's all about to change.
So today is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to try and take part in a historic moment, something never to be repeated again. But it's not going to be straightforward.
Just when I thought the Aston was ready for its first cross-continental adventure, a new problem presented itself.
So this is a 2008 Aston Martin DBS, and the sat-nav at that time looked like it was programmed on MS-DOS. So before Aston Martin Works did the restoration and upgrade on this car, I had Aston Installations install Apple CarPlay.
So you can see it's the old 6.5 inch, fairly low res.
The MS-DOS screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, you can do that one. Inside there.
This is cleaner. This is looking great.
Marvellous. Okay, so you've still got the select button there.
Okay.
So that will go between the existing system. So if you press that one.
Oh, look how crisp that is. Sorry, I'm just overwhelmed by the crispiness. It's game changer, that. It feels like the car's 10 years newer.
Good.
What's up, mate? I really appreciate it.
That's it.
Whatever's happened between then and now, I think when we've put the new interior back in, that retrofit CarPlay has died. As it happens, that's the least of my challenge going ahead over the next 24 hours. But we've got to drive several hundred miles with no sat-nav, and to top it all off, no music, which kind of sucks on a road trip.
What lies ahead is a monumentally historic moment in automotive history, and frankly speaking, we're going to try and talk our way in at the very last minute.
Right. That's pretty beautiful. Houston, we're in business. Look at that. Drive there.
We are heading hundreds of miles deep into France for one of the biggest motorsport occasions in the world, the Le Mans 24-hour. However, there is a major reason we're going, and there's also some equally major hurdles to actually get there and get access.
So we're in the DBS. This will be its first cross-continental road trip, and we're gonna see if we can get into Le Mans with no tickets and no plan. So effectively, this is a total roll of the dice. When I say that, the Le Mans 24-hour is 24 hours away. And normally, you would plan this thing months in advance. Yesterday, we were talking, saying, hold on a minute, it's Le Mans this weekend. And then we got speaking about the fact that it's the Valkyrie's maiden race in the Le Mans 24-hour. And if there was ever an occasion that I would have liked to have attended, to have seen, it would have been the Le Mans 24-hour, to see that car actually do what it's originally intended for.
The reason this is a special moment, personally, is due to the incredibly lucky journey I have been on with Valkyrie over the years. From day one in the simulator, launching AMR Pro at Geneva, configuring a Valkyrie in an exclusive paint I developed with Aston, and documenting AMR Pro, I've been on an incredibly special journey with this once-in-a-lifetime hypercar. So this feels like the ultimate chapter. Valkyrie, finally, at Le Mans. However, how am I going to get in?
The one person on planet Earth that is going to be able to do this is a guy called Kevin Waters, and he's the head of global comms for Aston Martin. If there was ever a busy man, and I'm about to ask him if he's got any flipping tickets. I know you're on the road now, Kev, and I know you're not expecting this call, but we've just hopped in the DBS to keep it nice and on brand for you. And I know I've asked you for some favours in the past. but is there any chance that you might have availability or tickets or anything, even sideline access for Le Mans this weekend?
Oh, James, the last minute. Look, our hotel has been fully booked for months, and we've had all the accreditation done. But let me see what I can do. Are you going to arrive late on Friday?
Yeah, well, we just hopped in and we're going to make the Channel Tunnel today, and so we're going to wing a place to stay tonight, and I reckon we'll be in the area tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. Well, you let me know how you're progressing, and I'll let you know how we're getting on to try and fit you in.
Mate, you're a hero. I know there's last minute and there's last minute.
Do our best, obviously.
Unbelievable. Okay, thanks very much, bud. See you later, hopefully. Bye. I mean, listen, if it comes to it, mate, we're sleeping in the car. I reckon it would be easier to find a spare room during the Monaco Grand Prix. But it's a good job we've just had these seats redone because they're nice and comfortable.
With the seed planted with Aston, we can only keep our fingers crossed for some kind of access. But that didn't address the next challenge, accreditation.
Optimistic situation update. We have no tickets for Le Mans, no hotel to stay in, and no music. However, we did just discover that the DBS has a 6-disc CD changer. So we're going to stop at a service station to find the finest audio offerings available in England.
Just had a thought.
Well, what if Aston doesn't come through? Because we roll the dice pretty late. I thought, who else could I cheekily call at the 11th hour? And it dawned on me that Ferrari still hate me, so I can't call those guys. And we can't exactly turn up to the Porsche paddock in an Aston Martin. But there is our friend. There is the guy.
While we look for some terrible CDs from the 90s, I contemplated how I was going to ask one of the most important people in motorsport for some help.
Hello, how are you?
James, how are you?
I'm very good, how are you?
This is Mohammed Ben Sulayem, president of the FIA, Mr. Motorsport himself. I got to know him weirdly through the Koenigsegg world, but I've never asked him for a favor until now.
Brilliant. Okay, well, I look forward to catching up soon. I appreciate that. Thanks very much.
So I've asked for accreditation. These are the passes media are required to gain access to areas that the public generally can't, and grants us permission to film some very cool stuff, if we get it at such last minute.
I've been so caught up with thinking about tickets for Le Mans that I forgot we don't have tickets for this either. They're really expensive last minute too.
This is the Channel Tunnel Terminal, the point of no return.
Any ferrets?
Yeah.
Told you to leave your ferret at home.
Once we're through here, we have to take the train into France and hope for a positive update.
Right, so I've just had a text from Aston. When we park up, we're going to read it, and with some luck, it's heading in the right direction because we're already on the tunnel, so there's kind of no going back now. Unless I read it and it's like, sorry, mate, then we'll get off and go back on again and just drive home.
Okay.
Right, so the update, we've had a text from Aston, but it only says, meet us here. They're like, yeah, you're in, we're sorted. Just meet us at this place, which is a hotel. But weirdly, the hotel's nowhere near Le Mans. We're making progress. We're well and truly on our way into France. It's just dawned on me that this is the first proper shakedown road trip of the fully rebuilt Aston Martin DBS. And I know the regular subscribers are going to go, but you drove it to the Skyfall Road in Scotland. Yes, I did, but that was only a couple of hours away from where the car was based at that time. It was down some nice, tight, twisty country back roads, and it wasn't like a full-on hundreds of miles staying overnight in a different continent sort of journey. So this, for me, as far as I'm concerned, is its first maiden road trip.
And I'm taking the Aston because this is a celebration of the Valkyrie's first ever race at Le Mans. It might run next year, and it might even run the year after. But the first time only happens once. This is automotive history in the making, like standing trackside in the 1950s for the DBR1's first race. And to be part of that, well, it only gets more emotional from here.
and no, 3 Astons, a DB12, a DBX 707, and I can't believe it, my favourite new Aston Martin, new Vanquish. Oh, they've got AML plates on. So AML plate stands for Aston Martin Lagonda, and AML plates means that these cars belong to Aston Martin. So there's no coincidence that the route that they've told us to go on, surely these guys are heading there. Surely. Feels like we're in something now. This is cool. So that's AML 1, that's 1 AML. That's an expensive plate. That's Alex Goy. Journalism of great prestige and humour. I like him a lot. What's really cool is that is effectively the successor to this. Twice new. If that makes sense. That's cool. That is so top baller. I like it. This is like a cool example of what can happen if you just roll the dice. And if you don't go on the adventure, you're never going to find it, right? So even if we get here and Aston goes, the best we can offer you is a TV screen in a nice hotel room, I'm pumped. Like, that would be the best, right? If we could just hang out, but we're on a 30-degree sunny stretch of tarmac through France in an Aston Martin convoy on the way to Le Mans. And if it ends at the bar, that's okay with me. So just a few hours ago, when we got on that Channel Tunnel, we didn't even know where we'd be ending up. And now we are 1 minute away from the destination, which is the GPS pin that Aston sent to me. It's got to be the right place because there's a 707 in front of me and a 707 behind me. And we're all going down this super tight lane. No idea what's about to unfold when I take this right turn, but seemingly this is where we are for the night. Ooh! Oh, look at this. Whoa! Okay. That's unexpected. Crikey. Oh! More Astons! That looks well in yellow, doesn't it? Look at that machine! That is sensational.
12 hours ago, we started the day with a gamble. And while the drive was awesome and things are looking promising, we are still far from our goal. And it might all just end right here. We spent the evening with the Aston team who got us a room for the night in this incredible hotel, La Ferme Saint-Simeon. I later learned Claude Monet once held residency here, painting the same view from the garden that we watched the sunset over last night. All rather splendid. However, we're still far from Le Mans and far from any tickets, and that's not our only problem.
So, transpires, because we sort of hopped on Aston's program fairly last minute, the reason that this hotel is nowhere near Le Mans is because it was just a checkpoint. Another day rolling the dice, and I've got a good feeling. Sun's out, Astons are out, we're halfway there.
If there was ever a time to subscribe, this is it. The adventures coming up are pretty wild. Hit the bell when you subscribe and you won't miss out on future videos. We're back on the road chasing the Le Mans dream, but something doesn't feel right. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if I've pushed my luck one too many times.
Right, so this is another pin that we've received from the team at Aston, and it's put us onto this dirt track. I mean, I know this is an adventure, but this doesn't feel quite right. Oh no, there's another Aston here, right behind us. Let's try and reset this. Oh, you smell that? That's clutch. Oh no, that smells. I hate that smell. Not because it smells horrible, because it smells expensive.
At this point, we get presented with yet another checkpoint, and what started as a road trip began to feel like a treasure hunt. Were Aston playing games?
I don't know what's happening now, I just want one of those. Look at it. They're on top of the game right now, aren't they? It's just the coolest thing. They need to make another Bond just to put that in it. Look at it. It's like sophistication with a big middle finger. Do you know what I mean? It's brilliant.
On the final stretch before hopefully finding out our destiny, we shared the road with the new Vanquish. It's quite fitting because its lineage succeeds that of the DBS, but with 825 horsepower and 1,000 Nm of torque from a twin-turbo 5.2-litre V12. It is a monumental force of energy wrapped in an achingly good-looking body with built-in DTX active suspension and vastly superior traction control. I'm beginning to lust after the new Vanquish a lot.
We have arrived at the location they told us to come to, and it is grade A baller. Look at this place. There's also a casual Valkyrie parked outside. As I mentioned, even if we don't make it to the track, it looks like there's some tents out the back, hopefully a big screen, and some beers.
If we go no further from here, we've already won. As nice as the chateau looked, we still didn't have a room. So, unable to check in, we headed to accreditation. I'd asked a big favor at the very last minute, and this was about to be make or break. Right, so our name's on the accreditation list, but not. In literal words where you've been blocked. We were passed from room to room. They knew our names, but no official records and no passes.
Sorted.
This was it, game on. But with nearly 300,000 race fans, what we hadn't considered was actually getting on site and securing parking. But we'd got the night to figure that one out.
They've rebranded the whole hotel. Oh, look at this. They've rebranded all the rooms and they put Aston artwork everywhere. So 009 is a Valkyrie team this year, and predictably 007 is a Valkyrie team this year. David Brown room, more art. Let's see, there's a 007 team. How close peak baller to race a 007 team. Look at this! DBX with like a sort of champagne dispenser out of the back of it. Carol Shelby room. That's cool. I think he raced a DBR1, right? 14s. Roy Salvadori.
While we were away, Aston saved the day with a room for the night. But I was not expecting what was inside.
Hold on. Look what they've done. Look what they've done. I can't believe that. Hold on. Grid walk! Are you kidding me? Grid walk! No way. 12 hours ago we weren't even like thinking about getting on the Channel Tunnel, let alone a grid walk. Are you kidding me? Itinerary. Now it makes sense why we're not next to the track.
Why?
I'm in total disbelief at how the last 24 hours have turned out, but a helicopter transfer to Le Mans is mind-blowing. At this point, I'm not afraid to say, it's getting a little emotional. Flying over the Mulsanne and seeing the Porsche curves while the track was live gave me goosebumps. This trip had already blown my mind, but what came next, I never saw coming.
Absolutely bonkers. This has started to get better and better, but even if we have to go home now, we just flew over the Mulsanne Straight and watched cars going down it. So that's already done. Right, managed to wangle way more access than we ever dreamed of. We're about to go and tick off one of the things on the list, but we still have yet to meet the important person that we're trying to get a chat with. I'm hoping what we're about to do is going to get us closer to that stage. We are literally on the Le Mans race circuit. This is bonkers. I don't know where we're allowed and where we're not allowed, but there seems to be a natural boundary here. I mean, this is the first curb into the Porsche curbs. Last month we were walking the Nürburgring, and now we're walking the full Le Mans circuit. It's like an hour before flag drop. So insane. Mate, he's got the Porsche Golf Nikes. When they launched, they were like a limited edition shoe. They were super hard to get. been on some grids, but this one is absolutely crazy. Imagine the Martin Brundle F1 grid walk times by 10 in volume of cars, length of starting grid. Bonkers. Right, the next goal. Look how busy this packed grid is. The challenge now is to find the Valkyrie. If we can find the Valkyrie, that's me done. Then I'm happy to go home. We're now working our way up the grid to the hypercar area. So we've just been past GT class, now we're entering hypercar class. All right, we found the one, the 007 car. So this is one of two Valkyries taking place. We're going to try and find Marco Sorensen, who's starting the race in the 009 car. Mega to just be stood in front of this thing before flag drop. Right, we're almost at the very top end of the grid. We're going to see how far we can get until someone in a high vis kicks us off. There you go, man in high vis. It's up to this boundary line here. There's the line. Here we are. I mean, we're like half an hour from flag drop. It's unbelievable. He's probably the most recognized celebrity here, actually. And he's been the longest celebrity attendee of the Le Mans 24 hours as well, is what I would say. In fact, he's so famous, he has his face on the timing board. Wow. Right now, there's all these people around us having a good time, but what are you doing now as a team?
Well, actually, this is the quietest moment of our race.
Is it? Okay.
We are ready now, so if you look behind you, you see lots of engineers ready to go.
That's the most relaxed they'll be.
Actually, being a bit unkind, what they're doing is conserving energy.
Okay.
Because you don't want to get too excited. It's a long race.
Yeah.
For them, they've been up since 7 o'clock this morning.
Crikey.
And they won't finish till 10 o'clock tomorrow night. So it's not 24 hours.
24 hours at all, is it?
You've got to conserve energy, Vin.
Yeah, full on. So that's you set, prepped, no changes or adjustments now.
No, hopefully not. I mean, it does feel like it might rain, but it has to rain quite a lot for us to change tyres now.
And Marco's starting.
Marco's in that one and Harry's in the other.
Harry's in the other.
Yeah.
Best of luck, Harry.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. This is so exciting. I really believe we're going to look back on history and this being a real highlight moment for Le Mans, for Aston. To have something this special racing in this series is blow away cool. These guys will wear this for 24 hours, I guess, right? Or they'll do a shift. Just seeing this snapshot, it's just like one guy of a massive team, and they're all wearing these live broadcasting kits, so that when you're at home on YouTube with your cup of tea on your sofa, these guys are staying up longer than 24 hours in order to get these shots. Good luck, man. This is a mega spot. We're right opposite Porsche curve. We're gonna, basically, this is a heavy braking zone. I just want to hear Valkyrie. I've been saying every time we get to this like completion zone where we're like, okay, we've managed to get to a hotel. If it finishes here, I'm happy. Okay, next hotel and hospitality. If it finishes here, I'm happy. This morning, we got into a helicopter, flew over the Mulsanne Strait, landed. I was like, if we don't get in here, I'm happy. We're at Le Mans.
So you're probably wondering, how did all this happen? It turns out Aston plugged me into just part of their Ascend program, one of the most exclusive, almost secretive car clubs in the world, designed to immerse clients in a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Formation lap. So this lap, fairly tame. They're all bunched up because it's a rolling start. And they're going to go through these Porsche curves here. And then you should be able to hear them all absolutely drop it. And then when they come around on their second lap, then they'll be all right up each other's pipes, 10-10s, lit for 24 hours. And the energy's going to be berserk. It's so sick. It's so sick. Valkyrie. they come into the pits. Are you kidding me? Holy hell. Look at the direction change. Here. There's another one. The two of them are back to back to each other. An overrun.
But now we need to pace ourselves. This is a 24-hour race after all. So what better thing to do than to spec a Valhalla in virtual reality?
Okay. Oh yes. I am in here. I jumped there. Aha. So can I go a bit further back there then? Oh. I've forgotten where I am in the real room. Can I step over there? Well, okay. That's so good. You spent a very long time here. Perpetual unfolding of awesomeness. I feel like a kid who shouldn't be here. I feel like the kid who snuck in behind the curtain. And behind the curtain's awesome. This is the special, this is the one we've been after.
This is the one.
How does this keep happening? Double punch. Double punch. That's how happy I am. Garage access.
Trucks are to our left. These lovely buildings this side are all bought and can only be bought by the hypercar teams because their bodywork is so big and the car comes apart in such big chunks that they need places to store it. So you've got wishbones, you've got gearboxes. It's a bit like the old days where you used to be able to change the whole front end and the back end of the car these days. It's become very modular. Now the problem is they don't have enough room to store it their side, and we sort of said, well, we'd quite like more room, and they won't give it to us, so it's only hypercars only this side. All the GT3 teams are that side. Now the way it works with the pit lane is it goes GT3 car, LMP2 car, hypercar, all the way down the pit in rotation. So we've got an LMP2 car next to us on one side, and we've got the Valkyries next to us on the other side. So we'll get to do both garages on that.
In short, we had an incredibly in-depth tour of the Le Mans garages, but it was so loud we had to wear intercoms just to hear each other. And while everything we learned about team strategy was fascinating, ultimately it's incredibly special just to be allowed in here and to take you along for a sneak peek.
Well, we're ticking off another one. So I've only ever been to Le Mans once, and I didn't know what I was doing or where I was going then, and so I basically stayed in one place the whole time. This time, we've been exploring options, and we've caught transport out into the backwoods of Le Mans to go to the Indianapolis corner, but specifically at night time so that we can see the brake trace of glowing discs in the night. I was kind of thinking it would just be like a field with the corner going through it and some people holding onto a chain link fence. It's a bit better than that.
As the cars raced on into the night, it's hard to believe the drivers, the teams and the cars would all be operating at maximum attack for over 13 hours more. It's not until you see it with your own eyes that you really appreciate why this is one of the ultimate tests of man and machine.
Right, it's 3 a.m. We've done as long as we can. You can see that the place is lit, like you wouldn't believe it, but people stay up literally for 24 hours. We think we're gonna call it, head back to base, and then come back in the morning and see where Aston's at. Seamless transition. We've got a little bit of rest. We haven't managed to man up and do the full 24 hours, but here we are, start of the same day as to where we left off a few hours ago. Here we are. This is the final minutes of the 24-hour of Le Mans. We've basically winged this whole thing. I think I said it yesterday. If you don't roll the dice, you're not going to find out. Right, for the last 9 hours, Ferrari have been 1, 2, 3. There was a bit of an upset. One of them went in the gravel, but then immediately came back to 1, 2, 3. And now, out of nowhere, Porsche are leading the overall hypercar class. P1, out of nowhere. There's 37 minutes remaining. Are currently 3 seconds away from winning this. That's it, final lap. They need to cross this line, and a Manthey-managed first form team are going to win the GT class of Le Mans 24-hour. Wow! Look at this Valkyrie. Unbelievable.
Valkyrie 009 completed 383 laps over 24 hours, and 007 completed 381 laps, placing 12th and 14th respectively. Half the Battle of Le Mans, of course, is simply finishing the race, but both Astons finished and scored points on debut. I believe, though, this was more than a race for Aston, it was a statement. After all these years, Valkyrie was fulfilling a special part of the original dream of racing at Le Mans, and now its journey toward the podium has officially begun.
So with some luck, we're going to be able to fly over the track because they let all of the crowd on.
It's moments like this I wonder, how on earth did I end up here? This all still feels like a crazy dream that I don't want to stop. So comments below, where should we head next?